If you were to put a pin on a map of exactly where the middle of the East Coast of the United States is located, you would end up right in Holly Springs, North Carolina. Holly Springs is a suburb directly south of Durham and southwest of Raleigh. It is also just south of the popular suburb of Apex, North Carolina. Holly Springs has grown tremendously over the past decade and is now one of the most popular suburbs in the Raleigh Durham area. But is Holly Springs the right fit for you? In this video, I'm going to give you my top 5 pros and top 5 cons of what it is like to live in Holly Springs, so you can decide for yourself if it lives up to the hype. I'm Keith O'Hare, and I'm a realtor who helps buyers and sellers in the Raleigh Durham market. Holly Springs is an area my buyers are frequently choosing to relocate, so I had to make a video highlighting what you need to know about Holly Springs. Now, let's get started with the pros. Pro number 5 is Accolades. Holly Springs has been recognized on multiple fronts for all the great things about living in Holly Springs. These awards include being ranked as the #1 safest city to live in North Carolina, ranked as one of the best cities in North Carolina to get a job, ranked as one of the best places to raise a family, ranked as having one of the best farmers markets in the Southeast, ranked by Wallet Hub and Money Magazine as one of the best small cities to live in America. If you want a place to live with the accolades to back it up, then Holly Springs could be the right fit for you. Pro number 4 is great schools. Holly Springs is part of the Wake County Public School System, which is one of the most coveted school systems in all of North Carolina. Since schools in North Carolina are mostly county-based, it doesn't matter as much what town you live in for schools. It is more important in what county you live in, since it's your county that determines your school assignment. With Holly Springs being in Wake County, that comes with Holly Springs being in those great Wake County schools. Some of those schools include Holly Grove Elementary, Holly Springs Elementary, Holly Grove Middle, and Holly Springs High. Be sure to note that some of the schools I just mentioned are on a year-round calendar, so that is not a traditional calendar. But be sure to check out the video over here about year-round schools if you need help breaking that down. But not yet, watch this one first. Pro number 3 is neighborhoods with amazing amenities. If you are looking for a neighborhood with great amenities, especially a neighborhood pool, there are so many great options in Holly Springs. In fact, it is a little mind-boggling on how you can have so many great neighborhoods to choose from in Holly Springs. Perhaps I should even make a video about that in the future. Noted. Some of my favorite neighborhoods in Holly Springs include 12 Oaks, which is a huge master plan community with pool, tennis, and a golf option. Sunset Ridge, which is also a great golf course community. And some other awesome neighborhoods with pools include Holly Glen, Westcott, Sunset Oaks, and Wood Creek. Pro number 2 is more bang for your buck. Compared to nearby suburbs of Apex and Cary, living in Holly Springs comes at a much better price point. The median single-family home price for Holly Springs is $615,000. That's compared to a median single-family home price of $680,000 for Cary and $665,000 for Apex. You can find homes in nice neighborhoods in Holly Springs in the $300,000 and up price range like Braxton Village, and $400,000 and up price range like Holly Glen. You also get more bang for your buck in Holly Springs. The same priced home in Holly Springs will likely be larger and newer in Holly Springs than you could find in Cary and Apex. If you were looking for your dollar to go a little bit further, then you should definitely consider Holly Springs. Pro number 1 is great lifestyle. People love Holly Springs because you can live a great lifestyle. It has a little bit of everything for everyone. There is shopping at Holly Springs Town Center and the shops at Holly Springs. There is a charming downtown with great shopping and great restaurants like Osha, which is a sushi restaurant that I particularly love. There are great parks for sports events like Ting Park, Bass Lake Park for fishing, running, or for a bike ride, Womble Park, which has a great sports field and an amazing playground for kids. There are great healthcare options with the UNC Rex Hospital and medical facilities. And finally, there are great community events like Hollyfest and Holidays Parade. I personally love a good pun, so I thoroughly appreciate the town's level of selection with their event names. Whether you like puns or not, Holly Springs truly offers a great lifestyle and a little bit of everything for everyone. Before I move on to the cons, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so I know to make more videos like this. Now, let's get started with the cons. Con number 5 is the dump. There is a dump located in Holly Springs. Well, if we are being diplomatic about it, the dump is actually called the South Wake Landfill. When the landfill was started many years ago, way outside of Raleigh, city planners likely didn't envision how much the surrounding Raleigh suburbs would grow. Now, Holly Springs is a very popular suburb and there is a dirty situation at hand. The South Wake County landfill is located off of Highway 55 and right near 540. This makes it a convenient location for anyone in need of hauling away larger items to the dump. Or in my case, I seem to be going here an excessive amount with Amazon cardboard boxes that don't seem to fit in my recycling bin because my wife seems to really enjoy shopping there, and we get tons of Amazon boxes, so I'm constantly going to this dump. While convenient access to the dump is actually a nice pro, if you are too close to the dump, you could be getting some unpleasant odors. Addressing this has been a top priority for the Wake County Commissioners, and they have done a good job in making significant investments to improve this situation. This includes filling in open patches that are emitting odors and adding extra dirt to that, and implementing an odor and gas trapping technology that can be transformed into renewable energy. I want to be clear that the dump smell is not a large problem for the majority of residents of Holly Springs. However, if you are looking to buy a house right next to the dump, just be sure to do your homework on whether those odors could be a problem for you. Con number 4 is Suburban Feel. If you want the city lifestyle, then Holly Springs is not the place for you. Holly Springs is a true suburb, so if you are looking for the city amenities, then living in Raleigh or Durham could be a better fit for you. Raleigh and Durham are where you can find a more robust nightlife, major concert venues, and large sporting events. If those things are important to you, then Raleigh or Durham will probably be a better fit for you than Holly Springs. Holly Springs has great restaurants, community activities, and more, but it is more family-friendly type activities. However, downtown Holly Springs did get a new rooftop bar called Nightingale, so perhaps the nightlife is on the upswing. Well, that's as long as you head to bed before it closes at midnight. Con number 3 is nuclear power plant. Sharon Harris Nuclear Power Plant is in New Hill, North Carolina, and just west of Holly Springs. Some neighborhoods in Holly Springs do have clear views of the power plant given the cooling tower stands at 523 feet tall. The power plant is owned and operated by Duke Energy and is governed by strict regulations from the Nuclear Regulatory Commission and has had no major issues to date. It is important you are at least aware there is a nearby nuclear power plant if you are considering living in Holly Springs, in case that is something that's important to you. While most people do not have a problem with the nuclear power plant, and the rapid growth of Holly Springs reflects that, for some people this could be a deal breaker on Holly Springs. Con number 2 is growth. The population of Holly Springs in 1990 was 908 people. Yes, you heard that right. Only 908 people. That means Holly Springs as we now know it pretty much did not exist a few decades ago. The population of Holly Springs now is just over 40,000 residents. This rapid growth is not loved by everyone, as what was once a very small town with under 1,000 residents to a small suburb with only 10,000 or 20,000 residents is now a full-scale large suburb with over 40,000 residents. This has meant lots of new construction, new housing developments, new shopping plazas, and more. As I mentioned in the pros, Holly Springs is a great lifestyle suburb as it offers something for everyone. But for the early residents, what it doesn't offer is the small rural feel of a quiet community that it first started out as many years ago. Con number 1 is further out. You get a little bit more bang for your buck in Holly Springs compared to neighboring Apex or Cary, like we talked about, but you are a little bit further out. As we discussed in the pros, you get a little bit more bang for your buck in Holly Springs compared to being in neighboring Apex or Cary, but you are a little further out, and that's why you get a little bit more bang for your buck. If you are commuting into Raleigh, you are looking at closer to a 25 to 30 minute drive, and driving into downtown Durham, you are looking at a closer to 30 to 35 minute drive. Compared to other metro areas in the United States like Washington, D.C. or New York City, where people commute 1 to 2 hours, Holly Springs is not far at all. However, it is further than Apex and Cary. One thing to note is that with the expansion of Highway 540, Holly Springs will get easier access to all parts of the triangle. The expansion is going through Holly Springs, so residents will be able to easily hop on the final phase of Raleigh's outer belt line. Please make sure you check with your agent, hopefully me, to see if the neighborhood you are looking at is being impacted in any way by the 540 expansion, because several neighborhoods in Holly Springs are being impacted with this new road development. When 540 is completed, being in Holly Springs won't feel quite as far out, but for the time being, Holly Springs is still just a little bit further out, and you need to make sure you factor that in. While there are some cons you should definitely take into consideration when deciding whether you should live in Holly Springs, overall, I do believe Holly Springs lives up to the hype and is an excellent place to live. That's why it has grown so much, and I am helping so many buyers to purchase their new home in Holly Springs. If you are looking to buy in Holly Springs or anywhere in the Raleigh-Durham area, I would love to help you out. Email me at info@keithorealty.com or contact me at the number on your screen. I'll see you next time.